Hello, everyone, and very welcome to my video, which is about the tips for your video interview. So let's begin with that. Okay, for a video interview, the first thing is what you need. All right, and you should be well prepared for that before the interview day and before the interview time. Definitely, you need a laptop or a desktop computer with a webcam and a microphone. Most of the laptop, they are coming with already installed microphone and cam, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you are using a desktop computer, make it sure that you have a proper webcam and a proper microphone. For those who use their headphones with a built-in microphone or headphones and a microphone separately, if they feel comfortable in that, yes, they can use that, but it's all depend on you, right? Beside having this equipment with you, you need a very reliable and good internet connection. This is very important because if your internet connection is not good and your audio or video is not reaching to the interviewer properly, they may not be feeling comfortable in listening to you. All right, and this could be a distraction factor for them, and perhaps you won't be able to give a better presentation and convincing presentation to them. So making sure that your internet is very good. A very easy check for that is go to any YouTube video, just play it. And if YouTube video is playing good on your desktop or on your laptop, I mean, the audio is good and volume is good, there is no time lag, there is no pauses, no buffer zone, then you are good to go. You also need a quiet, private place, right? And this is the most important thing for a video interview. There should be no interference, no interruption during your interview. Now, the interview could be for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, maybe more than that, maybe for 1 hour. So make it sure for that time period, you have no interruption at all. And I'm going to discuss further in the coming slides. Keep a copy of your resume with you, a notebook, a pen, and a copy of the job description with you. I'm not going to say that you have to use a resume or you have to use the notebook during the interviewing timing, but it's always a professional to keep a resume with you, right? At the same time, you should be having a notebook or a piece of paper if you have to take the note. For example, if you have to take the email address of the interviewer or the telephone number at a time they may offer you their contact info. So you should be ready to take it down, right? So you should be having a notebook ready with you and a job description, right? Sometimes the interviewer, and especially if the interview is very technical nature, they may ask you a question, have you read the job description? And they may refer to particular class there and they say, are you clear about that? Right? They refer it to that. So in that case, it's very professional. You can say in a confident, yes, I know that. I have a copy in front of me. I'm reading at that. I'm looking at that, and I am quite comfortable with that. So for that purpose, you need the job description with you. Also, you may prefer to keep a glass of water or a bottle of water with you, facial tissue with you, in case you need it, right? It's quite natural. It's quite natural to be nervous during the interview. There is nothing wrong in that. Everybody becomes nervous to some degree, but keeping your confidence and keeping your energy live and to a mark is pretty important. So keep these things with you. So these are the prerequisites which you should be having with you before start of interview. The next thing is, as I told you in the very beginning, that the quality of your voice and your picture, your video should be very clear, right? And for this purpose, there should be no distraction during the interview time. All right, make it sure that there is absolutely no distractions. These nice factor could be either from your family members, from your children, from your pets, from your roommates, or somebody is knocking at the door. There is a delivery at the door, right? So make it sure that these times, and there are certain techniques for that. I mean, you can inform your family members or roommates that, okay, I am busy in this interview for this span of time, so please don't disturb me. You can put a sticker on the door and let everybody knows that. So these are the things which are quite controllable. I mean, if you are in an interview and these distractions happens, this may not leave a good impressions on the interview, right? Turn your cell phone on vibration. I will not say turn it off or keep it away. No, you should be keeping it at arm's length. Sometimes the interviewer may call you once a call is disconnected over the Zoom or over any other social media platform. They may call you over the phone. So keep it ready with you, but put it on vibration. All right. Shut the room door and windows. Also the windows, because it's very important to shut the windows, because the noise coming from outside, from the neighbors, from your backyard, from your front yard. So keep the windows closed for that time, okay? On your computer at the same time could be a source of distractions, right? You have placed certain reminders, notifications, and updates. So what happened? If your computer is giving you a reminder, a pop-up signs, notifications here, and with sound, that will distract you. So before that, you should make sure you have turned off all the notifications, reminders, or updates on your laptop or desktop. So this should not be happening at that timing, because if there are so many browsers open, so many pop-up notifications are coming to you, this may slow down your computer and browser, and which is going to affect the quality of your sound and picture. All right, so just take care of that. Next to that is your background. All right. I have seen usually, I have been in interviewing process, and I think people don't take care of this factor very much. They use either the background, the real background, which is not very clear in terms of many things, which I'm going to tell you, or they are using the virtual backgrounds given by the social media platform. They are using that, but the selection of that background is not good, right? So making sure that the background is professional, simple, right? Look at the background which is in front of your screen. This could be one of the background, right? Another background is very simple again, but this will make you more presentable, and it will look good. It will be very professional there. Another background is in front of you, look very simple. Nothing very, no fancy thing is there, right? Light is okay, color is okay. A few things are there on the background. So make it sure, if, for example, if you are selecting this background and which you are looking at the screen, it's look like professional. It's very tidy. It's free of any clutter there, right? Make sure the lighting is proper. It should be coming from front of you. It should not be coming from back of you, because if the light is coming from your behind, it may create certain shadows there. All right. Sit in front of a blank wall. I always prefer to sit in front of a blank wall. And this is giving a good results. I have made some research on that. Those interviews which went well, their background was very simple, and the candidate or the applicant was sitting just in front of a blank wall. Right? Yes, you can have certain paintings or pictures there, a few, not a lot of, right? But make those pictures, make a choice. I mean, those pictures should be reasonable. Don't blend into the background. And that's why it is always suggested that the distance between you and the wall behind you should be at least 1 meter, right? So you are not mixing up with at the wall, and also used a low back chair. I will always recommend you to use a low back chair. Otherwise, if your chair is that much high to your shoulder, or even I have seen the chair is up to your head. So you know what, that doesn't reflect your possessions very clearly, your personality clearly. So the interviewer is looking at the background, at the chair, at the lighting, everything counts these things, because you are creating an impression, right? And all these factors are contributing towards that impression. So take care of all these things there. A very frequent question which candidates usually ask, that when they should be arriving for the interview. My answer to them is that never be late. All right. If you are late from the interview, maybe you have a chance, and still the employer is very nice to you and they give you a chance to be interviewed. But trust me, this is not a good thing. I have seen several candidates, they are out of competition simply because they were late. So never be late, right? That is no more discussion. It's period. Never be late for your interview, even if it is a couple of minutes. All right. Arrive at least 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 minutes before the interview scheduled time. I mean the online interview scheduled time. Right, and there is a reason for that, because interviewer is busy, their waiting room is busy, so they have to keep you into the waiting room. They don't allow you, they don't admit you. So don't make this period a very long by logging in like 20 minutes before or 30 minutes before, right? So just log in 3 to 6 minutes before. But this is the login time, right? You should be in front of your computer setting each and everything. I would say keep 10 to 15 minutes. This much timing is recommended. So you are technically, you are okay. You are setting your audio level, your video level. You have to make some settings, right? This is very important. So make it sure that you have 10 to 15 minutes before login time. So once you are logged in, the start of interview time, the difference is 3 to 6 minutes. Find out the time zone of the interviewer. It's very important, because we are working remotely globally. Who knows that where the employer is, right? If they are in a different region, in a different country, try to find out what time is. Right, and this is really very. This doesn't look nice, when you start your interview, and at the very beginning you say "Good morning," right? And maybe it's not good morning at their place. They are sitting at the employer is sitting at the place where there is afternoon or there is evening, right? Although your gestures are very good, it's welcoming. You are starting from greetings, good morning, but find out whether the timing there is morning time, right? So these small things make a big difference. The next point I will stress on that is you should be careful what you are wearing, about your dress. Just like your background, your dress should be very professional, right? And you should be dressed up the same way that you would for an in-person interview. Right? Plan it a day before, not at the 11th hour, not at that point of time. You just started, you are 10, 15 minutes away from the scheduled time, and then you find, the background and the shirt is not matching. So plan it a day before. Check it on Zoom, check it on the webcam, that how this look like when you are facing the camera. All right. So it should be neat. It should be clean, it should be ironed. I would say wear solid colors, right? Don't use the color which are printed, which are patrons, or there are blocks there, right? So because those sometimes they cause interference when in front of camera. So make it solid color. It could be white, off-white, blue, light blue, many other colors, right? And check it before interview while sitting in front of camera, right? I will say you should be professionally dressed up. It means dress up properly. Even the interviewer cannot see your legs, but please, you should be fully dressed up in a proper and a professional way. Even I am recommending you that you should be wearing work shoes. It's have a psychological impact on you, right? If you are wearing a suit, tie, you should be wearing a work shoe. So you should have psychological impact on you, which is very important, and it will build your confidence level. And also, in case of some emergency, if you have to stand up or you have to walk away from the camera, you should be having a professional dress, right? So that is very important, that you should be professionally dressed up on that day. Beside these things, and what you talk, what you wear, how your background look like, your body language is very important. All right. And we always recommend, okay, you should be maintaining eye contact with your interviewer. Now, in this case, though, there is a difference. When you are in interview, you are looking at your screen, and you have the picture window of the interviewer maybe somewhere in the middle of the screen or the corner of the screen. So you are just making a contact with that person. For example, if I have the picture of interview right at the bottom of my screen, I will be looking like this, and I'm talking to them. I have eye contact to them, right? But this is not the eye contact because actually this is the eye contact with the screen. And I am looking that person into the screen. What you have to do, you have to look into the camera. And that is the camera, which now I am looking. So you have to look into the camera, not to the screen, right? So don't confuse that. You are maintaining an eye contact with the interviewer on the screen, but you have to maintain an eye contact with the camera. In that way, you will be having a direct eye contact with the interviewer. And many people confuse these things, right? They are looking down, they are talking to the screen, and they feel they have the eye contact, which is not good. Or they may be looking, if they have more than one display, for example, they may be looking at another display and talking like this, right? And they feel they have the eye contact, which is not good. So always look into the camera, which is very important. Sit up tall and sit straight. Don't be angular, right? I know certain people, they sit on the revolving chair and they keep on moving. So I would say, don't use the revolving chair. Just use an ordinary chair from your dining room. All right. So don't be moving right and left. Don't be angular. Sit straight. Your hands should be on your laptop and your feet should be on the floor. Right. And during the interview, always nod and smile. Sometimes the interviewer is talking to you for a long time. So in that case, you should be nodding, you should be smiling, because they are looking at you, and you should be giving a message to them that you are listening, you are attentive. Show your energy. Don't show lazy and not interested. Show your energy, your excitements, right? Develop your impression. And first impression is the last. Make your good impression on the interview, how excited, how interested you are. And this will make a lot of difference again, right? So this is about the body language. Interview questions, very important. This will be different from person to person, what kind of interview you have, technical, non-technical, behavioral questions. There are so many techniques. Many of you must have read about these. Practice the interview questions, right? Rehearse on that. And nowadays, you have the laptop, you have the camera on your phone. Why don't you use your cell phone? Record the questions, answers, and practice it, right? And there are certain questions which are very much there in any interview. And even if these are not there, you should be having answers ready with you all the time. For example, one of the question could be when the interviewer asks you in the very beginning, okay, tell us about you, John. We would like to hear from you. Tell us about yourself. All right. So you should be ready at that. You should not be thinking, what should I tell? And whatever you are telling is, it should be related, relevant to the job you are being interviewed. All right. Why do you want to work here? There's a question. You should be ready for that. All right. Why are you leaving your current job? Again, and you should be giving a very positive and very a good response in the way. You should not be giving any negative impression for the previous employer. You cannot say my boss is not good there or my colleagues are not cooperating with me, but there could be several good answers. You can say you have learned a lot from your organization. You have been on the top of the ladder, and now it is the time where you can look for the new avenues where you are further promoting, and you are in the same industry. You are growing in the same field, and your previous supervisor has been so helpful to you, and they are cooperating with you for looking, better opportunities, things like that. Think on that, but you should be having answer to these questions. Try to interview. What are your weaknesses? Give us your strengths. Usually they ask the question, give us your 3 strengths. So are you going to think at that point? No. You should be having the answer to these questions on your fingertips. This is my strength 1, this is 2nd, this is 3rd, right? And this comes with the practice. What added value you will bring to the company and why we should hire you, right? And there is a common question, what is your expected salary, right? So these are the questions which you should be ready prior to the interview. I mean, this question could be asked from you anytime. So please don't spend much time on thinking on these kind of questions, right? Beside these, there could be many other technical questions about your field, but these are the questions which are very much there. So think on that, get an answer, practice on these questions, right? At the end, when all the questions are done, again, I told you, your impression is very important. Always close your interview with smile and thanks. No matter the interview went well or you were not able to answer many of those questions, you were having a tough time or you were having a very good time, no matter. But the thing is, always close your interview with smiles and thanks. Show your energy and excitement at the end to again tell them how useful this interview was. You learned a lot of things from the interviewers, and say thank you very much for giving me so many details about your company, about the culture, about the opportunities. I am so excited to join you. I will be looking forward to hear from you, and there is anything else I can improve on, feel free to give me the feedback, things like that, right? And once they give you an opportunity to ask any question, use it. All right, at the end, if the interview is asked, do you have any questions? Yes, you should be. And these questions, again, you have to research a little bit. Don't ask a question for sake of asking a question, right? But it should be very technical and very professional. You have to spend some time finding out what you are going to ask you if given an opportunity. And at the end, I will just have a fresh, very friendly reminder that send a thanks email to the employer. Not after a week, not after a few days. I will say send them a thanks email the same day, because if it is not sent the same day, it is going to be late, right? So send thank you letter to them at the same day so that they can see it and they really feel it that you are an interested candidate, right? So these are all about the tips. I hope these are useful tips. Some of them will be useful for you. So please get ready for your interview, video interview, and if any of these tips help you making your interview a success, I am glad about that. That something is going to help you. So yeah, thank you very much for being with me during this time. And I will be seeing you again soon. And I wish you best of luck for your upcoming interview. Thank you very much.